guys, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be making this video today. It has been too long. It's been literally months since I made my last video, and yeah, so I'm here in Kentucky. I've been here for a little over a month now, so I mean that kind of added to it as well, of course. And I've met some amazing people. Like, my transition couldn't have been more smooth. You know, sometimes you might go to a new place and you don't meet anyone for a long time, you know, but off the bat, just amazing people. So yeah, I'm glad to be back because honestly, people have been hitting me up like, when are you coming back? And my answer went from, you know, soon, like, I'm trying to get things together, I'm trying to do this, to, you know, soon. I mean, I think, I don't know, like, it's literally been just all over the place. So with that said, I'm going to jump straight to my topic, which is impeachment. Oh yes, I know, right? Everyone wants to talk about this, like literally everyone. Okay, no one wants to talk about this, but it's very important. Like, it is. As you all know, it's everywhere. It's in the media. It's because it's important. It's happening. This inquiry is a real thing. And, you know, I'm just thinking about the young people. I'm within journalism, you know. Yeah, but would I really be as caught up with everything if I weren't? Who knows? But since I am, I just like, how about I talk to the young people like myself? Even though I feel pretty old sometimes. But let me talk to people like myself and even older people. It's a lot. It's a lot. These hearings have been lasting for hours and hours and hours and hours. Like, who has the time? Who has the time? But, you know, it can be a lot to digest in all seriousness. And so I'm really just trying to break it down into a very digestible way to think about it and to talk about it. So I'm challenging myself to be very brief in my explanation so that I can go more so into the let's talk about it part. So I'll start. The impeachment inquiry started with a whistleblower's complaint that President Trump was engaging in a quid pro quo with the Ukrainian president, saying that he wanted an investigation done into Joe Biden's son. So Joe Biden's son works at a Ukrainian company, and so many people perceived that to be, I need this information from you because Joe Biden is obviously a candidate in the 2020 election, and many people consider him to be the top candidate against Trump. And further than that, it was also claimed that Trump was withholding the military assistance that the United States provides to Ukraine in order to get this investigation going. So basically a quid pro quo, this for that. I'm going to withhold this military assistance. You're going to give me information when you conduct this investigation. And yeah, so a whistleblower complained about that, and it rang alarms. Like, it was a big thing. And I know one of the questions that I had was, okay, what happened to the Mueller report that came out? You know, why wasn't that as big as what I thought it was going to be? And basically there wasn't enough support. Well, at least the Speaker of the House didn't feel that it was enough support, public support, in order to go about an impeachment inquiry. And so that was very debated. People were very critical of her, and some people supported it, of course. So it was very back and forth. But yeah, so when this came out, it was the complete opposite. It was immediate support, and people were ready to pour support into it. And a lot of people say that it wasn't that the Mueller report wasn't enough, but they speculate that now that these two things have happened, now it's enough. You know, like, that was the push that was needed. And so, yeah, so now we have this impeachment inquiry going on like we do today. So it started in the House Intelligence Committee, and then it got passed to the House Judiciary. How do you say that word? Judiciary. So we have these articles of impeachment. So if the articles of impeachment get passed through the House, they have to be passed in the Senate next. But many people speculate that it will pass in the House where the Democrats hold the majority, but not the Senate where they do not. And yeah, so with this being said, this has happened twice before where the House impeaches the president and the Senate acquits the president. And in that case, the president is still impeached, but he is not removed. And if you are not removed, you are allowed to finish out your term. So now that brief, watered-down version of the impeachment inquiry has been given, now this is where I want to talk back, because it kind of leaves us wondering, or at least it leaves me with a few questions. If it gets passed in the House and then doesn't get passed in the Senate, which is very likely to happen, then what? And the only reason I ask that is because this impeachment inquiry has been characterized as a witch hunt. A lot of Republicans are saying that, and basically saying that the Democrats have not liked Trump since he was elected. You know, like they're saying that they're trying to undermine the political process, the democracy, and just the rights of the people to elect their own leader. So they're saying, like, why are you so bent on trying to find a way to rectify that? But of course, Democrats are saying, no, it's not that we hate the president. So yeah, that's been an argument that a lot of Democrats have been facing, and they've been saying they don't hate the president. They are just strictly trying to uphold the values of our Constitution and of our democracy. And if he obstructed justice, then something needs to be done about it. So my then what question is just, if he doesn't get removed from office, then what has this accomplished? And I'm saying this on behalf of the public, not necessarily my question, but just anyone who may agree with this impeachment inquiry and think something needs to be done, and then may likely face the scenario where nothing happens as far as him getting removed. And in that case, that person will say, well, what was the purpose? But on the other hand, I also see the Democratic angle where it's not about necessarily just the end result. It's also about attacking this obstruction with every force that you have. So even if it doesn't lend itself to the outcome that they would like, they know that they started this inquiry and they took it to the levels that it needed to be taken to. But also I'm thinking about another angle that a person who may be passionate about this may have is, what will it do for the credibility of the Democrats in the House? And I say that because I'm sure there are plenty of people who are passionate about this out there who want him to be removed. And so if that end result doesn't happen, then I can see people maybe getting persuaded that maybe this was a witch hunt. Maybe they didn't have enough evidence. Maybe they rushed the process. And so that credibility becomes undermined. But these are just my thoughts from a general perspective about what a supporter of the inquiry might be thinking. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. So I want you to talk back to me and tell me, do you think the impeachment inquiry is worth it? And I know it's a loaded question. What does that mean, though, as far as impeachable offenses? Because the Constitution is very vague when it comes to this, and that's why it's such a hotly contested argument. Because is it impeachable or just wrong? And I feel as though that is how the Republicans are looking at this argument. And if you do think it is an impeachable offense, think about the repercussions of what will the public think if nothing happens after this. If he gets impeached in the House and not in the Senate, and then we can go a step further and say, what if he gets elected in 2020? Then what will the public think about this whole thing? Will it have all been for nothing? Will it have all been a show? And when I'm asking these questions, I'm really asking you to think as unbiasedly as possible. We all know that Donald Trump has said a lot of comments in the past whether they be racist, misogynistic, the list goes on. So I'm leaving you with those very loaded questions, I know, but I really can't wait to hear your responses. So comment below and also follow me on social media because hopefully I'll get some interaction on there as well, and I want you to be a part of the conversation. And as always, hit me up with the topics that you want me to talk about. You can comment them below. You can DM me on any of my social medias because now that I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, I really want to keep the content going, and I really want it to be content that you all want to hear. So, like and subscribe, and I can't wait to hear your answers. Have a great rest of your day, guys.